Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. I'm going to show you how to mainly draw this green ring that looks like it's twisted. I wasn't going to do a video on it, and then I had it up in the corner. I was just playing around with it, and somebody mentioned how I drew that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take an ellipse. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page, but probably doesn't matter. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and then I'm going to bring in another ellipse. I'm going to go ahead and group those together. I'm going to Control D, and I'm going to bring this one down. Don't do that. Get the four-sided cross and have it come down. That's all you need to do, pretty much. Now, we need to straighten out this area right here, and there's two trains of thought. One, you could just draw a two-point line, grabbing it and kind of going to the apex, move it to the apex of that line, and it should snap right to it. And you can see it's just a little bit of a factor. I'm going to hit P or plus key on the keyboard and bring it over here, go in and zoom in and get it near that apex of the circle. And you can see it's just a minute little deal. While we're right here, we'll take our virtual segment delete key and delete that. Then we're going to come around and we're going to delete that line, and we're going to delete that line, and I think this line. And I think that's all to it. We need to delete that other little line I made. Now, these don't kind of fit together perfectly, so we need to probably think about that. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to delete that line, and we could take the shape tool. We'll have to ungroup it, go up to Object Group and ungroup, and then just grab that shape tool. It's not going to matter that much just by moving that over. You want to make sure you get both lines, and we're going to have to, that must be part of another group, so we're going to grab it, Object Group. Whenever you can't move something with a shape tool, it's because it's grouped together. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take the Smart Fill tool, pick any color. I'm going to go with the burnt orange, and I'm going to fill in that. And so I made a mistake because I need to cut away that line. And it's kind of unique because you can do it. So now, as long as you get everything done, my nudge factor isn't big enough, but I'm going to set it like on 10. And I'm going to nudge the two parts away because I don't want the lines. So I'm not going to delete them. I'm just going to move them over. Now, this is where your artistic ability comes in effect, and try to figure out which one you want to do. So we want to take this and get the interactive fill tool and just kind of fill, and then put a black, and it's going to give it just some shadow, but that's too much. So we're going to bring it down, and we can bring this over here because we really want just kind of shadow on that end. Now we're going to grab the inside one, interactive fill tool, but I'm going to go the opposite direction, put a little black to it, and that's too much. So I'm going to bring this down. Doesn't look as good as the blue. You know what? Let's just change it to blue. I like that blue. That's what's nice about it. You can just change that blue, then grab that one and just grab and change from the orange to the blue. And it just gives it a better look. Now we're going to Control G to group it. And at this time, you can grab this right here with a two-sided and kind of make it look like, you know, it's that way. Now I'm going to go ahead and add these lines and just show you another little tidbit of trick. We're actually going to take a two-point line and just kind of go all the way through. I'm going to make it something bigger than a hairline, and that's too big, maybe 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and hit F12 on the keyboard and give it rounded corners. But then I'm going to go to Object and convert the outline to an object. I'm going to left click, right click, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Smart Fill tool. I'm going to use that orange. Well, let's do this. Let's move that out of the way and go ahead and fill up the whole thing. But then I'm going to move it back because see, now I just have the fill and not the outline. And we can take that line And you don't have to do this, but just give it a little bit of a different look. Let's go ahead and make it black. And it's kind of even, but we want it's too much black. Now this you can change around and it'll change, but you want it kind of right on that line. Now to make it look like it's going through there, and I've done a lot of videos on this, draw a rectangle and just make sure you got the 4 white corners. We're going to take our item and go up to Object, Order, Front of Page. So now it looks like the bar is behind it. So we're going to grab our box first, Shift select our ring, and go right here to intersect, and then nudge that out of the way. Now let's get our box, and I got my nudge factor set on way too much. But we're going to take this and go to Object, Order, Back a Page. But then when we bring this back, look what it does. It makes it appear that that shaft is going through that ring. And you can do that like on this, I did it multiple times. You know, you can do it again. We could take this, hit the plus key, let's mirror it the other way, and we'll actually make it go across here. But what you need to do still is take the green ring and put it to the front of the page. Get your rectangle, and like I said, just make sure you get the 4 corners. You've got it selected. Shift select your ring. Go up here to intersect and move that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get rid of our box. Take this and go Object, Order, Back a Page. So that one is still right. And then we just go over here and get this one and move it back. And now it looks like those 2 things are going through that ring. And as always, lately, I've been putting a black box around it to make it kind of stand out. We don't have to use black, but Object, Order, Back a Page. And it just kind of makes that twisted part stand out. Now, the only other thing you could do, you could select it all and right click it on outline. Of course, you're going to get those lines. So you might not really want to do that. Well, let's see if we can't get rid of that. So let's move that out of the way and move that out of the way. And then select that and give it an outline. Let's see if this works. And then move that back and that back. I don't think it's gonna work. No, it didn't work. You're not gonna see the outline. So that's not a good remedy there. Anyway, I hope that helped somebody, and thank you for watching.